was truly prepared for what happened in El Paso that night. Even before the lights hit the stage, before the first beat of music pierced the air, the stadium was alive like a giant breathing creature. Armies from all over filled every corner of the venue, bringing with them a wave of energy beyond words. It was an atmosphere that usually only arises when something monumental is waiting to begin. And tonight, something monumental was indeed happening. As the entire room tightened in the tension of anticipation, a figure the world had been missing for months finally stepped forward. Taehyung stood before a crowd of thousands, gazing out at a sea of purple light sticks that twinkled like stars spilling from the sky. Once again, for the first time in this new era, he asked a single sentence that stopped the world in its tracks. "Are you ready to go all out tonight?" The army's answer came not in words, but in a shock that reached down to the bone. The screams, the cheers, the applause, all of it merged into one explosion that marked the official beginning of the long-awaited relationship between BTS and ARMY. And at that precise moment, 7 figures appeared under the stage lights. No longer as individuals who once stood separated by time and distance, but as a single entity that the world had always called by one name: BTS. Namjoon,
Seokjin,
Yoongi, Hoseok, Jimin,
Taehyung,
Jungkook. 7 names that weren't just mentioned, they were felt. Their energy wasn't just powerful, but like something that vibrated the air, making everyone who saw it realize that what was happening wasn't just a tour opening. This was history being written. But El Paso, a city that had always seemed so tranquil, that night prepared a surprise no one could have anticipated.
Wind.
Yes, wind, a natural element that usually serves only as a backdrop, suddenly stole the stage in the most elegant and unexpected way. As the first song began and the beat hit hard, a single gust of wind hit the stage and instantly transformed the entire atmosphere of the evening. Jimin, at the peak of his dance routine, was one of the first to feel its effects. His smooth movements, always seemingly like flowing water, made the evening cinematic. His hair blew dramatically, catching the light as if the stage were photographing him in slow motion. Every movement, every strand of hair that drifted with the wind, made him look like the lead character in an epic movie scene. ARMY in the stadium was stunned. ARMY Online went wild. The hashtag Jimin Special Effects took off without a hitch. And let's be honest, it wasn't just a joke. It was real. And then there was Jin. Worldwide Handsome decided to give the stage his own iconic moment with the help of the El Paso wind. As the second gust hit, his hair swept back, revealing his forehead in a full, dramatic way. It was as if the wind knew the world had been waiting for this for far too long. Jin smiled, a smile that was confident, bright, a little mischievous, and utterly deadly. Within seconds, timelines were filled with thousands of posts about the moment. The El Paso wind had officially made an unexpected cameo in BTS's performance. But the wind that night didn't just create unforgettable visuals. It was like he was the 8th member to join BTS without a script. But make no mistake, despite nature's interference, the members didn't lose their focus one bit. Quite the opposite. The performance intensified, the energy peaked, and when Run BTS began, the entire stadium seemed to be sucked into battle choreography mode. Their formation was sharp, aggressive, and assertive, a silent declaration that BTS wasn't just back, they were back stronger than ever. J-Hope led the center with hypnotic precision. Jungkook matched that energy with a wild power that seemed to have no limits. Yoongi delivered his rap with a calm intensity that only served to further dominate. Namjoon navigated the stage, keeping the rhythm smooth, while Taehyung, Jimin, and Jin layered it all with vocals, expressions, and stage presence that enhanced every second. Swim brought the mood to a new level, this time deeper, more majestic, more immersive. Taehyung's rich baritone filled every corner of the room. Jimin and Jin complemented each other like waves meeting in the ocean. Hoseok and Jungkook filled the space with dance moves that seemed to break the physical boundaries of the stage. The wind was still there, but it wasn't a distraction now. It was part of the show, moving in sync with the music, with the members, with the whole vibe of the night. El Paso became more than just a concert venue. It became the home where BTS and ARMY reunited, a place that marked the beginning of a tour, the beginning of an era, the beginning of something the music world had been waiting for so long. And as the final lights dimmed, one thing was clear. What happened that night wasn't just a performance. It was a homecoming between artists and fans who had missed each other. Each member had an irreplaceable contribution. Namjoon, with his commanding poise. Jin, with his captivating charm. Yoongi, with his unwavering intensity. Hoseok, with his seemingly endless energy. Jimin, with his mesmerizing grace. Jungkook, with his unmatched stage presence. And Taehyung, who, with just one opening line, set the tone for the entire evening. The wind may have tried to steal the stage, but BTS turned it into a piece of magic. They took the unexpected and made it part of the legend. That's what they always do, and that's why they're irreplaceable. Now it's your turn. Of all the moments from the first day of the Arirang tour in El Paso, which one still has you hitting the replay button nonstop? Was it Taehyung's English speech? Jimin's drama-like wind effect? Jin's sudden, dramatic forehead reveal? Or was it OT7's all-out energy that brought tears to your eyes? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your favorite version of this unforgettable night.
My mind overwhelms. I think that I'm broken, but I hope you can't help.